This is it. This is the last episode of Sherri. When I say, hey family, I don't take it lightly. Because for 1 hour every day, I really felt like everybody here and at home was my family. I did. So seriously, thank you. Now, what am I gonna do with all this time I have on my hands? I've been so busy, I haven't had time to focus on the important things.
The most interesting situation in this case is the fact that generally it's the surrogate that becomes attached to the child during pregnancy. In this particular case, you have Sherri, who so passionately told everybody how she's going to be the mother of another child.
I'm having a baby, so everything is going great.
Whoa.
And now she's walking away from a perfectly healthy, wonderful newborn infant.
And just like that, Sherri Shepherd is gone from daytime TV after spending 4 years trying to replace Wendy. When this whole thing started, Sherri defended herself, talking about how she and Wendy were never friends, and there's no reason why she should hold back from stealing Wendy's place, even though she knew it would torch whatever relationship she had with Wendy. And from what Sherri's ex-husband Lamar just revealed, Sherri has always been that way. So it's no surprise how ready she was to backstab Wendy when Sherri had done the same thing to him. It's easy to see why a lot of people still have mixed feelings about Sherri Shepherd, ever since she got her own daytime slot. On one hand, Sherri was living out a long-time dream of being a daytime host. On the other hand, folks weren't too happy about how Sherri got the job in the first place. From the outside looking in, Sherri didn't get the show on her own merit. She angled to replace Wendy by appearing as a guest host on Wendy Williams' show, then took Wendy's daytime slot. I mean, it was hard not to notice just how similar Sherri's show was to Wendy's, as if she was trying to fill the shoes Wendy left being, rather than just doing her own thing.
She's not well. So there's just a lot going on in Wendy's life that this is where you need your friends, where you need your family. You need people who love you. So all I can do over here is pray for Wendy. Where's Wendy's best friend? I don't know who Wendy's friends are. We didn't run in the same circles.
And according to Sherri's former husband, Lamar Sally, Sherri has never been afraid to discard anyone as soon as they no longer benefit her. And just for a bit of background, Lamar and Sherri started dating after they were introduced by Niecy Nash, who was close friends with Sherri. Now, if you ask Sherri what happened between both of them, she'd say it was a disaster from the start. Most of her friends didn't want her with him, and she basically had to bribe them to come to the wedding. She said that she married him because she was lonely and needed company in New York, but got none of that since their marriage was trouble. On top of all of that, Sherri basically shamed Lamar every chance she got, calling him a scammer who used a baby to extort money from her.
I had consigned myself to, okay, we're gonna have this baby and I'm gonna just be unhappy for the rest of my life and have an affair. Because I said, well, how are we gonna take care of this child? Because I'm working 2 jobs already. I'm doing a newlywed game. I'm doing a view. And he's like, we'll get a second nanny. How are we supposed to afford a second nanny?
I'm just supposed to work myself to death.
And then I told him, because he was an out-of-work writer, and I said, well, you gotta get a job writing. And he was like, no, because if we have a baby, I'm staying home.
However, just like she did Wendy, Sherri only started to spin this story because she wanted the media on her side badly. Mind you, the way Sherri and Lamar ended up in that situation is hella sneaky. After they crossed paths, Sherri pushed for them to get married, knowing fully well who she was getting married to. Lamar had a good relationship with Sherri's son Jeffrey, and which allowed her to travel between LA and New York for work whenever she wanted. Sherri liked that he was basically a house husband and was there at the drop of the dime when she needed him. You see, Sherri's first husband, Jeff Tarley, had reportedly cheated on her multiple times and even had a baby with his mistress. So she wanted a husband who wasn't going anywhere and could run around for her since she was always busy with work. Lamar was that guy. And get this, Lamar also claimed that the whole time they were married, Sherri wanted a baby badly. She's talked about struggling with fertility issues and how years of using abortion as birth control now affected her.
A reproductive center, like out of the phone book. We went there and it turned out that like one of my tubes was blocked. Then they talked about surgery and then I just felt like, oh my God, what is going on with my body? Everything else is working out in my life, but somehow my body is not working according to how I thought it was supposed to work. We went to the IUI. Meanwhile, I think there were some minor little laparoscopic things they had to do to fix my little package in there.
She and Lamar went through IVF, but none of her eggs were viable, so they decided they would go with a surrogate. And girl, the way Sherri talked about picking the surrogate, you'd think they went to a cattle market. She said, "We found a drama-free uterus. We found a girl that didn't have any drama in her life. We're putting in our egg and Sal's sperm, and we'll let you know how it progresses." Sherri then went on to add, "I don't know how we're going to have this baby because I'm in my 40s and I can't even remember my first son's name. But I'm going to have another baby because I'm feeling good." The baby wouldn't have existed without her initiative, and she was involved throughout the surrogacy. From the egg donation to finding the surrogate and pregnancy process, Sherri knew about it all and signed off on all legal documents since she was the one paying for everything. When the pregnancy was 20 weeks along, the two of them started having some major problems. Sherri decided that the best way to punish him was to withdraw financial support and back out from the marriage and surrogacy completely. She thought she could use her money and celebrity status to manipulate the legal system and get her out of the contract. Thankfully, the court held her accountable and stated that she couldn't just back out because she has buyer's remorse.
Because the child's not biologically connected to me.
Right.
So what it
You
is,
like, I'm not getting involved in that.
What people don't know, because you will never see anything other than a smile. I don't let you in on my private life. So what people don't know is every day we argue. Every day we argued about this. He wanted a baby. I did not want a baby because I have Jeffrey with special needs. I was tired.
Right.
And he was like, "It ain't fair that you have a baby. Do you have a son and I don't have a son?" And I mean, it literally, basically, he was like, "Well, if you don't have my baby, then..." So when somebody do this,
Right.
that mean I'm gonna go and
Since he didn't have as much pull as her, Sherri put her stellar PR team to work that left Sherri looking like the victim in all this. Sherri was able to squeeze so much sympathy that right now, no one's talking about how she's as much of a deadbeat as any other person who abandons their child just because they don't like the other parent. And with how carefully managed Sherri's image is, it's easy for her to skate past criticism and blame it on other people. But the way she treated Lamar, the innocent child caught in the middle of this, and then Wendy really lets you know that this preppy, go-lucky attitude Sherri shows is really just an act put on for the show and the sake of her career. And even to this day, Lamar believes Sherri did him dirty, and according to sources, he has been saying that Sherri is two-faced. She pretends to be nice, but actively works against people to have her way, and what she did with Wendy was just another example. And people are starting to catch on to it too. Saw her husband didn't want her and tried to pull the fetus deletus, wanted no parts with the surrogate. We're in a time where people get canceled for the dumbest things. Sherri Shepherd, however, tries to abandon her own baby via surrogate and she gets a pass? Listening to Lamar Sally's story on dealing with Sherri makes me have a dislike for her. What do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies!